All right, so our learning goal today is to be able to determine the equation of a line given information in a bunch of different ways, not directly. So you will have to figure out our two main things that we need for y equals mx plus b. So those two main things, as always, will be the slope and y-intercept. Okay, so let's start by doing a few examples. So the first example, determine the equation of a line that has a slope of 1/3 and the same y-intercept as the line 2x minus 4y plus 7 equals 0. Okay, so let's figure out what our key information here is. So determine the equation of a line. So I know that I need y equals mx plus b. So that is my final goal. So in order to get that, I need to know the y-intercept and the slope. So it's telling me the slope in the question. So it's telling me that m is equal to 1/3. Then it tells me it has the same y-intercept as this line. So just looking at that, I can't tell what the y-intercept is, but I can figure out what the y-intercept is fairly easily. So to find the y-intercept, I'm going to let x have a value of 0 since the y-intercept is always on the y-axis. So when I do that, I'll have 2 multiplied by 0 minus 4y plus 7 equals 0. So then I'm going to be left with minus 4y. I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides to get minus 7. So when I do that and divide by -4 to isolate, I'm going to get y equals 7/4. Now that I have that done, I know my slope, I know my y-intercept, therefore my final equation is y equals 1/3 x plus 7/4. So nothing new, just the information is a little tiny bit different in the delivery. So same thing, y-intercept and slope are our two requirements. So in the question, you have to be given enough information to figure that out. All right, so now let's look at another example. So determine the equation of a line that is perpendicular. So I'm going to highlight that because when I see perpendicular, they're telling you about the slope. And then it said it has the same y-intercept as this line right here. So in order to figure out the slope, I'm given the equation y equals -2x plus 3. And -2 is the important part because that's the slope of one line. And since my new line is going to be perpendicular, the slope that I'm going to use is going to be 1/2 because that is the negative reciprocal to -2. Now, the y-intercept. I'm going to use the other line. So I'm going to let x equal 0. So I'll have -2y. So 0 minus 2y equals -10. So y is going to equal 5. So now that I have that, I can state my equation is y equals 1/2 x plus 5. So fairly straightforward. It's like I said, the information is going to be slightly different. So that was example 2. I think we have 3 more examples to work through here. All right, so determine the equation of the line that has the same x-intercept as one line and the same y-intercept as the other. Okay, so the x-intercept, we're going to let y equal 0. So I'm using this equation. I'm going to go ahead and put the 12 on the other side. So when I have -12 to get rid of it, I add 12 to both sides. So I get 4x equals 12. When we divide both sides by 4, I'm going to get x equals 3. So remember, this is a coordinate, 3, 0. It's a point on the line. Now the y-intercept, I'm going to let x equal 0. So I'll have 0 multiplied by 5 minus 2y. I'm going to put that negative 10 on the other side. So we have negative 2y equals negative 10. Whoops. And it's negative because I'm subtracting from both sides. Then we divide by negative 2. So y equals 5. And once again, that is a coordinate. So I know what b is. So this is finding b. I need to know what m is. So how do we find m? I have two coordinates. So I'm going to do 5 minus 0 over 0 minus 3. So I get negative 5 over 3 as my slope. I know my y-intercept. I'm ready to go. So therefore, y equals negative 5 over 3 x plus 5. All right, so example 4. Determine the equation of a line that is parallel to the x-axis and passes through the point 4, 3. Okay, so if we were to sketch this, so a little tiny grid, the point 4, 3 would be roughly here. This is the x-axis. This is the y-axis. So if the line is parallel to the x-axis and passes through this point, it's going to look like this. So we have a horizontal line. And what do we know about horizontal lines? The slope is 0, y is always the same. Therefore, this equation would be y equals 3. Now on the flip side, so once again, if I sketch, quick little grid, x is horizontal, y is vertical in terms of our axes. So I have the point negative 3, 3. And it's parallel to the y-axis this time. So this line is going to be vertical. M is undefined. So therefore, our equation will be in the format x equals negative 3, because the x value is always the same. So that covers the examples. Here are some questions from the textbook for you to work on. If you get through those during class today, you can work on the mid-chapter review, which is on pages 283 to 384.